I told my mom not to leave me there, but she did for 2 years. Good evening. Welcome to the first Talks Machina of Campaign 2 of Critical Role. Look at all of these beautiful people. We have Liam, we have Taliesin, we have Travis, and we have Laura. Just 4 of the many talented voice actors who make up the cast of the internet's sensation Critical Role.
Aww.
Before we begin, are we on the internet?
We just broke 100 views.
100 viewers.
Yeah,
100
record.
viewers,
Way to go.
a Talks Machina record. We are on the internet for all of you 100 out there.
Rising tide lifts all ships.
It sure does.
6 of those are my family. I'm very excited.
I think that, yeah, exactly. I think that was on my fortune cookie today.
Sick.
Good evening. Welcome to Ho Technique. My name, if you're not familiar, is W. Brian Foster, Esquire. I will be your host for the evening. We already welcomed my guests. We're going to get into a little bit of Campaign 2, Episode 1 after some announcements. Now, our intro video, not being played tonight because it's getting a makeover for the new season. Ooh. Yeah, and it's pretty epic. I've seen little tidbits of it. It's also being done by our beloved Wendy Doodles. Wendy
Amazing.
She's so good.
She's the best, and we love her. Keep your eye out for that in probably the top of the next week or 2 episodes. Let's get through some quick announcements. 1/24 is the comic book issue number 4 release. January 24th.
So
you
excited.
can get that anywhere Critical Role comic books are available, which
On
is
the
Dark
internet.
Horse and iTunes,
Comixology,
and
Dark Horse
Comixology,
Comics, yeah.
and get your the retro poster. This
that
one
awesome thing.
is in the store if you would like to purchase it.
It doesn't come with those autographs. That's just for a special
This is just for a
person.
winner of something special.
Does come with that mat on it though.
That
Yep.
beautiful, beautiful.
Leg up on the wall.
Yep. For our announcements, last but not least, are we going to change the name of Talks Machina for the new campaign? I will answer that by asking Travis a question. Travis, you an Eagles fan?
No,
Plan on becoming one pretty soon?
no chance.
Even if they change up some of the lineup of the Cowboys team or a coach or two, or
Fuck off.
okay. Sounds like fuck off is the correct answer. To the thousands of people who tweet me every day. What I don't understand is they tweet me and go, are you going to change the name of Talks Machina? We have said on Talks Machina 50 times that we're not changing the name. So it's people who don't watch the show who are asking. And that,
Really, it's our 100 viewers who should be spreading the word.
That's true.
well, that's what makes me think Talison's
Social media's
family
for.
is involved.
There's
As
the
you
blame.
guys...
It's fair.
That's with all the.
Yes. As you guys saw probably today, if you're anywhere near the social medias, we released Silhouette Watch. We released the actual art. And it looks amazing. We're going to show you some of that in a second because everybody's been dying to see it and to get your guys' takes on it. Ariana Orner is the artist. Liam, we're going to put up her info too, so you guys can make sure to follow her everywhere because she's so talented. Tell us a little bit about how she came to be the official artist for Critical Role Campaign 2.
Well, she's been around for a while doing kick-ass art of her characters just out of love, and we discussed whether to just do the same thing art-wise, and Kit Buss is amazing, and I still hope to see Critical Role art that she does on her, when she wants her, when
Yes.
we want to have her work on a project. But we finally decided that since everything was going to be so different, and since our new characters were going to be such assholes, that we wanted a fresh direction.
Fresh asshole.
So
You wanted fresh assholes. I mean, who doesn't?
And we looked at 5 or 6, and there are obviously amazing artists out there. But I actually always just wanted it to be her because I've been blown away by her work since I saw it.
Wow.
And goddamn,
And
Yes,
and
she's so
she
great.
she killed it.
She was so amazing. Like, when we first started designing the characters and everything like that, we would send back and forth like all these different like aspects of our personality and things we wanted to see in the art. And then she would send some like concept art and we'd send notes back and then she'd send some more. And it just went back and forth so many times. She was just so available and so great with just wanting to make sure that the characters were what we envisioned,
It seems like an easy thing to get overwhelmed by because there are so many of you, and not only that,
Yeah.
but the expectations are so high, and
Yeah.
so much of the art that's come out has been so great, and I feel like she cut through all of that noise and just did something unique. Well, let's look at it.
Yeah.
We're going to start with Ford, And of course, because he's beautiful,
I'm telling you.
he's charming.
He's a charismatic bastard. Look at that guy.
Yeah, that looks pretty incredible.
Those nails.
Travis,
Allison,
what's
I
your
did those
favorite
nails for you.
part of
Those
either
nails are
the
beautiful.
outfit or the
get you.
face, or what was your favorite addition there?
I loved the face. I was very specific about the braziers, like the forearm
Yeah.
plates. Plays kind of into what his upbringing and training was up to this point, and just the like dinged up armor, like
Yeah.
all the leather armor that was kind of like piecemeal and it's been collected, and obviously it was for training, and some of it's seen like somewhere and some of it hasn't.
Yeah.
You'll also
Oh,
notice, right? You
Look
get
at
a
his cool
close up of the
X-scar on his
face.
forehead.
Yeah, he's taken some damage in his time.
nice.
He's like near 30, but he has lived a hard-earned 30 years.
Oh, I did that.
Little manual labor in his life. So yeah, a lot of stuff that will be revealed. Look at those stockings. I mean, you can't get those
Man.
leggings just anywhere. I'm telling you.
Nope.
That's a black
Or
male
did
special.
some
That red
searching.
rope,
Yeah.
I took off with some curtains.
Wow. Nice. Nice. That's how you instructed. Molly Mock is next.
Molly Mock.
Help us with the pronouns, because I get a lot of tweets. What's your official pronoun
He,
for?
he. It's
Is
a
he? Okay, okay,
pronouns
good.
he, but I don't think that he would take offense at anything. He's,
Of course
he's very chill and
Look at that. Incredible.
Yeah.
Did you make that just to fuck with cosplayers?
Oh no! Literally, one of my notes was, I believe, was somewhere along the lines of, I would like to cause cosplayers to have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Was one of
Yeah.
the was like, I want them crying, I want them sad.
Just the fandom in general.
How do I
Yeah.
even start to
And
make
we've
that?
actually got the layers, like, and then there's like
Yeah.
the tattoos we have all worked out, and then there's like the layer underneath the big coat, and then
Yep.
like, oh yeah, it's bad.
He's so beautiful.
Look at that. Yeah, there's a lot more tattooing that hasn't been seen.
What a cutie.
God.
Deciphering all those symbols and
Okay,
all the
but
hidden
here's the
Oh yeah,
thing.
all of those are I mean, like, yeah, a lot of that was a lot of back and forth about what was there. The face was, and then like the little pendant is very
What
specific.
kind of fabric do you imagine the coat? Is it like velvet, embroidered velvet? What do you think it is?
Yeah, what's the
I mean,
texture
obviously it's
of
like kind of
that coat?
silky on the inside, but
I think it's silk. I think it's a lot
The
of
whole
silk.
thing
I
is
think it's
silk?
embroidered silk.
And all those.
Because it's a leather jerkin
I
underneath.
really
so.
want to see that in person.
I know.
Word.
The symbols and the markings are a brilliant nod to Blind Spot.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
thank you.
The-
I'm glad you caught that.
We're trying to get them as a sponsor.
Yes, the very popular
They're there for a
ABC
reason.
program Blindside, starring the girl in the bag. Not is up next.
Oh, I'll bring it.
Played none other than by the very famous voice actor Samuel T. Regal.
Yeah.
We couldn't book him for this,
own.
though, obviously.
No, we
he's
can't book
way
him for
too
this
busy
gig.
for
Oh, it's such a
Look
good
at
design.
that. That is incredible.
I think we all flipped when we saw it because it was just so cool.
You didn't even realize that was a mask at first.
So many
no.
people
Nope.
guessed
Neither.
that was Sam's character from Silhouette Watch. I saw all that most people had. They were like,
But nobody knew it was a goblin.
Nobody knew.
No.
No, they didn't know it was a goblin.
Yeah.
This is a good time to say for Silhouette Watch, when we were going to release them, I said I wanted to make it harder on the audience.
Yeah.
Because I'm terrible, and so I asked that Knott's
the
ears
ears.
be hidden away.
Oh.
And that Jester, you can tell almost for sure that she's a tiefling, but her tail was out in the silhouette, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, let's make him guess a little bit, so we
Yeah.
made it poke just
Yeah,
up
just a
over her
little
shoulder.
bit over her shoulder, but
Tiny.
Yeah.
You
And everyone
fooled
still got it.
they
nobody.
knew immediately. It was pointless to do that because everyone knows.
Do you guys know what the Zapruder film
Untrue.
is?
Yeah.
Yes.
The famous film of JFK being shot, and it's more people analyzed the Silhouette Watch than looked at to try to find out who really killed JFK.
Well, the FBI was very busy, so you know.
Yeah. Beauregard is up next. We're going to take a look for Marisha's amazing monk character. We're going to take a look at that. Look
Yeah.
At, oh my gosh.
Look at that
Diet
8-pack.
for sure.
Jeez.
Look at those,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah, shredded.
Wow.
Shredded dog.
Whap whap.
There's a ribbon.
You
on
can
her
see
torso.
kind of how drunk she is just from
Yeah.
Yeah.
those
She's
half-lidded
thinking
eyes.
nobody
true.
can tell.
Nobody
can
can tell.
tell.
I'm totally sober.
So wasted right now.
She definitely struck me as the most I could give a fuck character
Yeah.
coming out of that
of
episode, and
that.
I was extremely
Yeah, her and
excited
Ash
about
both
that.
were like, go fuck yourself.
I think people will finally understand that there is a difference between Marisha and Keyleth this time around. Caleb's up next. Liam, your awesome character. Let's take a look
Oh, this
at
stinky guy. Look at
Liam's
him.
Wizard.
I said he was a mess. You just made him stink.
Liam, look at that.
Yeah.
He looks like he rolled in shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
so is not. They've been in the woods
They've been in
for
the shop.
No,
ages.
bro, you walked behind some ox that had explosive diarrhea, and you just haven't taken care of it.
That was part of my back and forth with Ari
got
as well. Like she sent it
painted.
back and it was gleaming and his hair was well coiffed, and I was like, no, mess it up. But I did that 3 times. Just more,
Make it
more.
really messy. Yeah, that is definitely
That's just
poop all
all
over his
sorts of
hands.
different-
They've been living
Feces.
outside. It's cold.
Does your belt turn into any fucking animals this time?
You don't know.
Looks like he went to a stylist and he
very
said,
well-groomed
His
cat,
belt
all
turns
things
into like a cat toy.
Well, the cat poops in and out of a pocket dimension, so he
yeah,
he
the
just,
cat stays
I just
clean.
assumed that the filth came from the pocket dimension.
Or it
like
licks
Pig
itself. It kind of looks like Liam's character went to a stylist and said, "Give me the homeless Troy Baker." Up next is Jester, a character played by very popular voice actor Laura T. Bailey.
wouldn't
Let's
embellish.
take a look. Wow!
She's so cute.
See, there's that tail.
Yeah, look, she's got jewelry on her tail too.
I didn't do
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's
No.
sparkling
I
down
was like,
there?
I
It's
want a
jewelry?
little. Can she put like little rings on her tail? And she's like, yeah,
So
we can do
cute.
that.
And you did the
it.
horn to ear thing
I did the
too.
horn to ear thing. That was one of the first notes I gave her. I saw a thing today saying like that they were like, it was weird that Jester didn't have eyes that were solid and she didn't have horns that came out of the front, but. You know, I feel
Look at
like
that weapon.
every tiefling can be a little bit
Well, it's-
different,
it's-
and like
it's-
depending on how much what their ancestry is, and
right.
you know.
Yeah, no, they cover that in the book. That like there's all sorts of different
Yeah.
demons and like different bloodlines make weird things happen.
when we try to stealth as a group, are you guys gonna jingle like Santa's reindeer?
No, so that was actually one of the things I originally wanted. I was like, I want bells on her horns, but then and on her tail, I want a little jingle bells. But
That shit's off.
Hard to
but then
be
I was like,
stealth.
that's a bitch if we're saying we're stealthing, and like
hard to
Matt
be
will
stealth.
totally like
Yeah.
make us honor that if I have jingle bells on me. So
I'm a
I.
huge fan of those bells, though. So.
Laura, career-defining question for me. Whose idea were the freckles? Oh, okay.
I love the freckles.
Yeah, the freckles were
Well,
such a
because
great
I was
touch.
like the first thing when Ari sent like the first thing, it was Jester was like super duper hot. She like looked elegant and
Uh-huh.
like I think because she knew that was like my only note to Kit before was like
Yeah, make her look
hot.
super
her
hot.
hot.
So she was like, that was the first thing she did. She was like, Jester's hot.
Yeah.
I'm set. And I was like, oh no, Jester's not like hot. I don't want her to be like a model. She's like elegant is not her word.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
make her toes turned in, like baggy clothes maybe, and like
Yeah.
she's like cute and awkward. So
Yeah. Oh, so
yeah.
cute.
So cute.
Yasha's up next, played by my beloved Ashley the Jenkins.
Beast mode.
Let's take a
Dude.
look.
Beast
Hashtag
mode.
cancel blind spot. Here we go. That is
That is a bottle of trouble right there.
that is a lot of trouble, and I know her backstory.
that's a sexy bitch.
Oh no!
I am privy to
I-
all the secrets.
All the sea crests.
Yeah.
Look at her
You would
cool
be.
like leather braiding on her shirt and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Grog would be
I
in
love
love.
Oh my god.
I feel like
Grog
Tess
would-
Fowler could do it great.
Yeah.
Cosplay of
Yeah,
that.
she would. She would.
That'd be
I
awesome.
love the braiding of the hair. I love
Like
the
the
forearms. I
chains
love
coming off
the.
the belt.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
Man, it's so cool.
And I love the color scheme.
Yeah.
Like,
Those gauntlets are nice. Yeah, she's everything kind of similar to Talison's markings there. I think I could say, not telling any tales out of school, that a lot of stuff on Yasha's person there has significance as well. So you guys, I'm amazed at how thoroughly you guys thought out a lot of this stuff ahead of time and how incredibly fast she was able to get it done. So
Yeah.
let's take a look at the group shot before we get into the episode. This is the whole gang with
Who's that hobo in the
that
background?
beautiful dungeon master Matthew Mercer summoning
is.
a team of ravens to get him Chick-fil-A.
It looks like a statue that's bragging at the Statue of Liberty.
It does.
It's big.
It does.
I
Well,
want Chick-fil-A now. That's all.
well, what are you doing after this? What are you doing after this? Without further ado, let us discuss episode 1 of
man.
Critical Role Campaign 2, Curious Beginning.
Oh my gosh.
We got there, Chief.
Oh, good.
We got there.
That was a long
Oh,
walk.
it's good to be back. Ugh. It's like a de-oiled machine. It's like a de-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's like trying to start the jalopy when it's been in the barn for 5 months.
The what? The jalopy?
Yeah, the
Yeah, the jalopy.
I don't know if you know.
I know what a
Pretty sure we have a
jalopy is.
lawnmower. Yeah.
Well, I have to say on behalf of all the critters that it feels great to be back in all of your imaginations.
Yes.
And the brilliant imagination of Matt
What's his
Mercer.
name? Oh.
I couldn't, it split my mind. We have some crit roll stats for this episode that are quite intriguing.
Already?
For those of you that are new to Ho Technique, Crit Roll Stats, you can follow them at Crit Roll Stats on Twitter. It is a blog that keeps track of literally everything that takes place on Critical Role. They have amazing resources. Check them out. If you are new to the show, you can follow them, and they live tweet the show a lot of really interesting stuff. They keep track of HP and stuff like this. First roll of Campaign 1 was Laura. Natural 18, mod 20, right?
Okay.
Last roll of Campaign 1, Travis, natural 20. First roll of Campaign 2, Travis, natural 20.
Trying to take care of you guys.
Nice.
And you did. Coin spent in Campaign 1, Episode 1, 215 gold.
Oh, damn. Is that right?
Coin spent in Campaign 2, Episode 1, 4 silver.
We broke as fuck, y'all. Woo. We on a budget. Oh,
Level 2, baby, level 2.
Total damage when last you fought together. Total damage to defeat Vecna, 1,890 damage.
Wow.
Total damage to defeat the undead creature, 74.
Costco heroes.
Yes. The last time Sam sang Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You on the show, it was as Scanlan inspiring Shale in episode 55.
I wonder if he even knows he sang that song before.
I doubt it because of the amount of wine he drinks.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one.
The first roll of the intro video was Travis rolling a nat 20, and the first roll of this campaign was you. That's crazy.
What is that?
Yeah, it's hard to perform under pressure like that.
Haters
but
will say it's
you
fake.
You know damn well that I had to roll that nat 20 for you on that shot.
True.
Yes.
When we were shooting the opening credits, Taliesin did.
Yeah, I was,
Really?
I,
To get
I
the
had
20.
I had to roll the nat 20.
How many times did you try before it just you gave
many.
up? Too many?
Yeah, we were on a schedule.
Yeah, that's true. Man.
We got back on that schedule.
Yeah. People. Thanks to you.
Wow.
I couldn't
Thanks
keep
to
it.
you.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah. As if Sam Shorts weren't hurrying people enough.
Oh, God.
Our first question for this episode, we're
Can
gonna.
I just say though, because I'm the one that like edits all the thumbnails for,
Yes.
you know. So I've been looking at a lot of our group pictures that Heirloom Photography shot for all of the new
So
campaigns.
good. Shout out
So
Heirloom
fucking
Photography.
good.
Find them on Instagram.
And the amount of Sam crotch
Oh, yeah.
happening in those group shots is so offensive.
Yeah,
That
to
like
you.
half the time. Well, because like there's a lot of times where his like legs are together but his knees are apart, so it looks like he's got just
yeah.
like an ass
Yeah.
right here. It's so uncomfortable to see.
If only they had a name. If only. I'm gonna need some of those thumbnails, Laura, for next week's episode.
So,
I'm
Laura,
gonna need.
It's got deep.
He's got an ass.
do you see it when you close your eyes now?
All the time.
Oh man,
It haunts my
I
dreams.
can't look into a bowl of soup without thinking of Sam's front butt. Now, our first question of the night comes from Wayward Moon. Will it ever return? This is for all of you. Speaking of the intro, I love the new intro, and I've been wondering which shot took the most tries to film and why. Was it also, what is your favorite part of the new intro?
I think the rolling took a little bit.
Yeah, the rolling took a little bit.
The shot that probably took the longest was the blowing, like you doing the
Yeah.
and then the
Yes,
wind
yes.
blowing towards Ashley.
I saw someone tweet, like, can we talk about how Taliesin actually cast a spell in the intro thing and no
So
one
great.
else does?
Yeah. No, we can't talk about
No,
that.
we
There's
can't
a
talk
big
about
card off scene, and like they had to go like right at the right time, and sometimes they do it too weakly, and it was just like. They're like, damn it, reset!
Oh, man.
There was a blue light on that too. There was
Yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, we did a couple different versions of the final Matt speech too.
Yeah.
That we took a couple of those.
I also remember
Never quite worked.
standing by a monitor and listening to Matt do the very last moment and going, something, 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 pah!
Yes, yes,
He did it
yes.
like 10 times, just pah! Over and over again.
Major props to our producer and Critical Role producer, Maxwell James,
Yeah.
for all of his hard work and all the crew that Marisha so quickly made it through Thursday night. What was your guys' favorite part of the intro?
Ashley Johnson.
Okay.
Gosh.
Sam Riegel and those shorts coming in.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think Ashley's full commitment to the.
Yeah.
You
the
blended
the
into
headgear
the era
and
more than anybody else, I will say.
Thank you.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you did. Yeah, your lips looked really glossy.
They looked really light
Very
pink.
80s.
I feel like that the filter that got put on made them even more.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome ass filter. I want to talk about the seating arrangement. Did that throw you guys off? How did we land at the new seating
new
arrangement?
seating arrangement?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for the new for Thursday
It's
nights.
a little
yeah.
weird. I like it though. I'm
I
really
like it.
digging.
It's hard to quantify though because everything threw me off. I just
Yeah.
felt out of body the whole time. It was great. It was a lot of fun, but people are in new places. People are different people. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Different voices.
Different
Yeah.
voices. Yeah, we talked for weeks. We knew that we were having Russian, Irish, and German come in together, and I didn't know how. For weeks, I've been walking around my house going like, "Oh, I'm
gonna be a car wreck."
German, to myself. My kids know about it now, and
Wait,
and
who
but
is
I
Russian?
knew.
I'm Eastern European, you know.
Oh, I thought
quite
you were
right.
What do you
doing.
think?
I thought you were doing Despicable Me guy.
Eastern European.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
oh,
it's
yeah.
basically,
What's his
yeah.
name?
Gru.
Gru? Yeah.
Like you and I had
Graham
lunch
Grew?
together, where we actually tried for part of the lunch to talk with our accents.
it was
But
hard.
it was so hard.
Oh, I
Tennis
bet.
match.
And at
Yeah.
the beginning of this episode, I came in going, well, I'm going to do it super light. That's what I've decided. And everybody else was so much stronger than me that I went, woo, 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 and turned up the knob.
Plus, you don't even know where to like look for people.
Yeah, no, and
I
it
would
was-
look for somebody in an old spot, but I'm on the opposite side of the table. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you're on the other side of the earth now.
You too, yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. And like I played with like 5 different Irish accents before I was comfortable. They were all a mess.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was in Dublin. I'm like, maybe I'll do Dublin. I heard what people sound like in Dublin. Like, no one will understand a fucking word I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Like,
yeah.
no. So,
I also don't fully expect to settle in for
Yeah.
5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
We'll see,
Probably.
we'll see where we
Yeah,
land.
Probably.
And we had a couple iterations of the seating arrangement. We tried to mix it up so that we had like new neighbors and
Yeah, it was an equation because like you still needed to be on the end,
Yeah,
so that you
I'm just
because
too
you
damn
need more
big.
room.
Yeah.
And then we needed like what Ashley on the end just in case, so we have like a monitor if she has to Skype in.
Yes.
That can be on the
Oh,
end.
that's smart. Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it was
everybody
big.
else was like, how can we get as many people sitting next to different people than they did before?
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then also play with some of the already pre-built relationships in a way that makes
Exactly,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, from the one shots you guys did and stuff like that. Taliesin, question for you from Deanne Townsend. You said Molly Mock started in your head when Percy died.
We did.
How has your original concept developed for this campaign?
Barely at all.
Really, really. So it stayed kind of true to what you initially thought.
I had more or less. I mean, like there are a few details, but they're pretty vague of like what I originally came up with. Was like I was like it'll be fun to play a carny. I'd like to play a carny. Like Percy is very much one aspect of my personality, but like we are complicated humans. We're not just characters. So like I have this whole chunk of my reality and people that I know that are very, very different from that. I'm like, oh, I would love to play with this part of my reality a
Yeah.
little bit, and he's very much from that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my immediate thought after Percy went, was that it was that like literally a circus would pull up. My whole theory was a circus would pull up and he would have a whole stage show about the terrible Tinker of Tal'Dorei, and I have a whole like horror spook show about either Percy or Ripley, who knows, but they're kind of melded together.
Would it
They were
include
doing
any
this, like,
of some of that cool, sexy Percy dragon stuff I see on Tumblr sometimes?
Of course. I mean,
Thank you.
really.
To Tumblr.
Question for
Thank
me.
you, Tumblr.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of foreshadowing on the characters, Laura, Kyle with an N. We've gone over this, Kyle. There's no N in Kyle. You played Jester in a one-shot before.
Hey.
That was up with Almost Funny's
Yeah,
Greg
it was
Mallard.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
GameSpot.
And on the GameSpot,
Yeah.
we did 2 one-shots in one day. Like we went to different places, and so yeah, I just stayed as Jester that whole time.
What made you want to revisit and further develop Jester?
Because
as
she
a
was
character?
fucking cool. I just really, really liked her a lot, and I was very sad that I didn't get to play her more. So
Yeah.
when this came up, it was like, well, shit. Like I'm coming up with all these other ideas of what I could be, but nothing like enticed me as much as what Jester was. And I had already like come up with this whole backstory for Jester for those one shots that we never got to explore at all.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be fun to actually get to play with it.
If there's any questions tonight that we ask that you guys don't want to answer yet because you want to slow reveal stuff or whatever, please feel free to do that. I'm going to ask it anyway. You're going to have to answer, but let me know your
No
hesitation.
problem. We'll just tell you to
Thank
fuck
you.
right
Thank
off.
you.
Travis.
Yep.
Question from.
Fuck right off.
This is just like when I call you in real life. Hey man, what's up? Fuck off. All right.
Every time.
I have your money. Murno Runshot wants to know, Travis, the biggest theory about Ford's class was that you'd be playing a blood hunter in order to become a werewolf. What drew you to Warlock and specifically to Hexblade, aka Textblade, instead?
Textblade. Yeah, I knew a lot of people were like, oh, Travis is gonna be an Order of the Lycan, he's gonna get to play as werewolf, but that means that they would have been expecting it, and that alone was just enough to go like, nah, I can't do that,
Yeah.
right? It's gotta be a surprise.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like the more I see like a huge portion of the audience go, I hope this happens, it makes me go like,
Yep, can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I had to cast a spell. 5 years without casting a fucking spell is ridiculous. I got to be able to dip my toes in the other side of the D&D pool. I mean, I don't count in large because that was just like, dink.
Yeah.
So I wanted a class that had some spell. I looked at Eldritch Knight. I looked at Paladin. But the name Warlock just sounded nasty, and I just kind of liked some of the imagery that I saw while I was reading. And then with the Xanathar's release of Hexblade, I was like, well, me and sentient weapons, we be tight. And so, I was like, let's explore that. And so Matt and I had some interesting conversations, and I'm interested, terrified, and excited to see how it goes.
Yes. I love that character. Liam,
yeah.
question from Ish Mish Mish.
Oh.
No, I'm not having a stroke. When talking about your character, you described him as filthy, unshaven, and a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
What made you decide to base your character on Brian?
Well, I just thought that you really haven't been given your due yet.
Look at the actual question. I saw that and I'm like, Danny, this has to make it in. That's fucking
I mean,
amazing.
your mess is more metaphorical or figurative. You're squeaky clean. Look at you.
Yes.
Coiffed, shined, oiled.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
God we
there's
have
a
like a showering
there's a
system
team of pygmies that come and take care of me before every, I don't know what it meant. But anyway, let's give away some free shit real fast before we get to more serious questions. The art and cosplay of these new characters by the community already is blowing our minds.
It's like 5 times as much as normal.
As
what I'm
normal.
used to.
Yeah, we got-
the amount of art after episode 1 of the first campaign versus the
Oh
other
my
art after
God, yeah,
episode 1 of the second
thousands.
campaign.
So much remarkable talent out there. For sure.
Yeah, we love it. Keep it
We
coming.
are very happy to continue giving away extremely expensive Wormwood products and some hard to get Critical Role merchandise for our GIF and fan art of the week. Up first, it's GIF of the week.
Yeah! The gift for the week campaign 2!
Our winner for episode 1 of the new campaign was sent in by Jessica Gibson, aka @GibbyTOD. Let's
Give it
take a
out.
look. Oh, yes. Some people caught on to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some people caught on to that. Episode 1 and this one.
It was one of the only things I had to make sure that got dropped in the first episode. Sam had his shirt. I had that fucking saying.
Yes. Congrats to you, Jessica. You have won this. How do you want to do this? Hoodie. Softest
so
in the world.
soft.
Laura's going to touch it to increase the value.
I did.
And this set of tarot cards signed by the remaining members of the cast. Of Critical Role.
Yes.
Some weeks we have a terribly difficult time just choosing one winner, so we have a runner-up or honorable mention prize. This week goes to Marty, aka @NL_NL. It'll be on the screen. Let's take a look.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we had to include that. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congratulations to you as well, Marty. You have won this poster signed by the cast of Critical Role. Moving on to a question for all of you from Kester Dunn. Where did your choice of accents come from? Were they spur of the moment or inspired by anyone or anything in particular? Can I just say how disappointed I am that no one did John Malkovich's great Russian accent from the film Rounders?
He lays down a
Vietnamien.
He let me and his mommy.
I doubt any of your accents were spur of the moment decisions to do that night, but right? Maybe? Travis?
I actually, yeah, we played our session 0, and I was just gonna do like a straightforward voice, and it was terrible. Like I just didn't feel specific or like I had made any kind of a choice at all. And I was playing with Laura and Marisha, and Laura was doing her brilliance, and Marisha was just like, "Fuck the world," and I was like, "Oh man, I got to figure something out." And I did a session with Wes Gleason, and.
A voice recording session.
Oh yeah,
Voice session, and it had a little Texan in it, and I was like,
Nice.
Wait a tick. I think it might have been 48 hours before the game.
Yeah.
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, fuck it, that's what he sounds like.
I loved it. I loved it. It comes across authoritative. What about you
was very
guys?
different
What was the
than
inspiration
anything.
for the voice?
Well,
The accent.
I've known for like a year that I wanted to go wizard. Even I had a backup for the last campaign if Vax
Yes.
disappeared, but I wanted to save the wizard for this campaign. But the accent came about like 3 or 4 months ago. We had a meeting, and Matt started explaining the place where we're going to be, and he's like, it's largely based on parts of it on Eastern European and German, and I just went, Goo! And so for like the last 3 or 4
Oh wow.
months, I've
Plus,
been.
you speak some of that shit.
Nur ein bisschen.
Oh wow.
See, I don't know that, man.
Yeah, there was no subtitles that came up. I'm
I just
fucked.
heard like, why are you bitching? That's all I heard.
Why you bitching?
I said goat cheese.
Oh, you did?
We had a running gag where we both wanted to do the same. I was like,
Yeah.
I was thinking like we were both thinking like lavender
Yeah, we were
Eastern
both gonna be
European
a lavender.
tiefling with a sickle sword.
Yeah.
And so we just sort of divided them up.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
we did. Yeah, we were
So-
like, okay, you got the lavender,
I
I'll
got the
take the
lavender,
sickle.
Sickle the accent, and
yeah,
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the character, the accent, like I was playing with Eastern European for the, and it was not the speed of bullshit was not running fast enough.
Oh, I see.
And for other
the
reasons
thing.
that'll make more sense later, like the Irish kicked in and was like, oh, okay, this is, yeah, for things I can't quite talk about yet. It was like this
Yeah.
is the perfect accent
Yeah.
for this person.
I mean, that's one of the biggest deciding factors with coming up with what accent or what voice you're going to do. It has to be something that you can actually improv in quickly.
Yeah.
Because like there's a certain accents that, you know, we each have in our wheelhouse that we can go to.
Yeah.
And that is one of the ones that like I'm very comfortable with and is like I don't have to think about how I'm going to say something, it just will come out.
Okay, so it's not something where you really have to keep it in mind.
Yeah.
It just kind of
Yeah.
There's
click
some
in
accents
on
we
it.
can do
Yeah?
if you give us a script and we work at it.
Oh,
and like
definitely,
prepare,
like-
but there's a select few where
Yeah.
you just go,
Yeah.
Like when I was doing Uncharted and I was doing the South African accent.
Yeah.
Like Claudia was just riffing and could improv in the booth like crazy, and I was coming up with stuff in my head, but I couldn't articulate it
you
because
had
I couldn't.
practiced
Might be
the other
wrong.
words so
Yeah,
many
because
times.
the accent was so
Yeah.
hard.
Drill
And so
I'm using
Yeah.
this as an excuse to drill this accent into my head. I'm not super comfortable in it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm doing it.
Yeah, they're out there, but to be able to
Thank you.
improvise, like off the cuff, be fast, be quick and witty, like we like to be.
I was sweating a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
like I was doing it, but I was sweating a bit.
And we'll get there, like, we'll get there with
And Molly Mock's
repetition.
an Irish name, so I was like, it all makes sense.
It's important to me, but I think to all of us that like we're not Game of Thrones. We're not going to come out right in episode 1 and be like fully realized. This is a game.
Yeah, fuck
we're
that.
goofing
No
around.
way
We're
out
figuring
there.
it out. And it's going to
Yeah.
take 5 or. I mean, we didn't feel like Vox Machina right away. It took like months of like
Yeah.
sinking in.
Oh Jesus! Half of the show was just like, oh God, you sound like that. Oh Jesus, you're sitting over there. Oh my God.
I know, and then when
Work in
Sam
progress.
opened his mouth.
oh my god.
I literally called you Percy like 30 minutes
Yeah,
before the show
I
started, and I
remember.
was like, oh fuck.
Not like character-wise. It was
No.
like, okay, Percy, you got that? You
Yeah.
like looked at me in the eye, and I
I
was
was
just
like,
like,
I'm so sorry. We're
I know,
big
there's
not
going to be
friends
some
anymore.
slips probably, but
Oh no.
Probably.
yeah, they'll
thousand.
be endearing when they happen. Miss Sunflower 94 says, for all of you, what drew you to these particular races?
Louder.
Who wants to answer
Oh,
first?
I think tieflings look really cool.
Yeah, they do. Confirmed.
Um,
Was there any abilities or any adjustments or any stuff that drew you to the race that you chose specifically? Like Travis, half orc, what was, just because the way they look, you kind of wanted that awesome?
Yeah, so there are certain things about Fjord that'll be revealed later, and I would be lying if I didn't say that I want to dress up like that later.
Dude,
Dude,
So-
thinking about the cosplay was
Yeah,
like.
when I was looking at like the tabaxis, I'm like, do I want to put a fucking cat nose on and like pretend that I'm in fucking
I
what's
want
the,
you
what's the
to.
musical?
Cats.
Went to school. You're never. That's been gift.
You would
Well
look
done.
more like though. There's that Tekken.
And now,
You look like
character.
Beast from Beauty
A
and the
moment
Beast is
with
what you would look
Travis.
like.
oh wow.
Yeah, tieflings are cool.
Or a turtle. A turtle would have been great. Just walk around with a big ass turtle shell.
Squirtle.
I wanted a comfortable outsider.
Yeah, what's that show about the
Wow.
Teenage
Yeah.
Mutant Ninja ones, Travis?
The adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Look, grog is a long detoxification process.
understand.
Okay?
I
It
understand.
takes a while to get out the veins.
Liam, what attracts you about a human?
Well,
Winning personality.
they're warm. They're nice to touch.
My favorite part of the fireside chat, I'm going to go back a week. My favorite part of the fireside chat was when Liam was like, yeah, I kissed some guys in college, and Sam was like, I'm right here. That killed me. That was my favorite part. Anyway, continue.
I knew that I wanted to play wizard for a long time, but not
Yeah.
what race initially. And everyone else was saying what they were going to be, and everyone else was weird. So I thought it would be good to be the unassuming normal in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
Plus, humans have some really great perks.
Oh
They do.
yeah,
They
oh
do.
yeah. And there's a little bit of, I mean, a little bit of story reason for it, but mostly it was just like blue guy, purple guy, green guy, little green gal, and so I was
Well,
like,
we have 2 humans now.
I know,
I was
but-
token human last
but
time.
I know. But Marisha's human is more exotic than
That's fair.
mine.
She's
Well-
actually like functional.
But your character is more jovial.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, this question comes from Onions Have Layer Actions. That's kind of a great name.
wow.
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
Can we have details, any that you want to share about your Session 0 games with Matt? All of you got a Session 0 game except for Ash because she was shooting
Well, there's
ABC's.
one obvious thing that has to be
hashtag
shared
cancel
about
bonds,
2 of you dunces.
I think Matt talked about that already.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we almost died.
The twins
Yes.
in their second lives went down.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
one death saving throw away
That's
from
right.
being not just.
I could have let her die. I literally spent my one fucking health potion on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're squishy, man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can like. Nothing really that exciting happened in my 0 other than just like realizing that we were very squid. Like
yeah.
Ash saved my. Yeah, she wasn't even there, and she saved my life. It was she was being tanked by she was being piloted by Matt. And
She does that for me nightly when she calls and says, "Did you leave the oven open?" Anything else you guys want to share from it, or
Do we want to
keep it pretty?
hide how those things went down? I don't know.
Oh no, I feel like it will come out.
Okay, save
Yeah.
it then. Save it.
Yeah.
We'd rather see it in the game than have it spoiled for us on the
If
shitty
it
ass
gets,
talk.
if it
Nothing
gets
that
like
exciting.
farther down the line and we still haven't talked about it, then like
Okay.
then we can reveal it.
Onions have layer actions. Keep your eyes peeled for the answer to that question.
Wow, that was a good
Really?
one.
Up
Good
next,
one,
Really?
Tom.
4:44 p.m. How did you guys decide who would be grouped up prior to the campaign starting? Was that Matt's decision, or did you guys kind of?
That
Well,
was our decisions. That was our decisions.
I said I had a
That was our
circus and
decision?
invited
That was our
people.
decisions.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, Sam and I went, "You wanna? Yeah, that'd be cool."
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty casual at first, and then it got real interesting.
I built a circus and then offered whoever wanted to join, and Marisha kicked it around for a while and ended up not doing it, and then Ash kicked it around for a while and said yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And we knew each other's backstory without
we've
like
been
being
married.
involved. Yeah. Because we talked about it with
Because
each other.
we
And then we realized like, hey, we could have totally met up in this way. Like this could have happened. And so we decided to like have had that history,
Oh,
and
that's
then
cool.
and then when we were figuring out when we were going to play Session 0, it made sense for
Yeah.
Marisha to join in our game as well.
Once again, since a lot of people asked about it, we didn't film or audio record those. Those are just for you guys and Matt to experience together. Taliesin, question that I had, how did it feel to sit there across the table from Matt knowing he was rolling the golden snitch against you?
yeah,
now?
thank you. Good question,
Fucking
Foster.
dick.
And you were rolling balls too.
Yeah, what the
Yes.
hell, Tal?
I need new dice. I know. I'm working on
You
it.
gave away the Elder Wand.
Man,
What the hell's the matter with you?
I'm used to it's just like this is burn down your idols is just sort of a yeah. I may have made a terrible decision there. Wouldn't be my first, probably not my last, but yeah.
I'm interested to see how that dice rolls in this campaign.
I'm thinking about getting in and giving it some slight dents.
I know where it is.
I know where it is too. It's right
If it
behind me.
screws us
Yeah.
twice,
Right
we're
over
gonna
there.
Hold a
Maybe you
spec
can like
ops to go retrieve
switch it out for a different gold dice, and he doesn't know it well enough yet to
He
know.
might not know. Just yeah, that's fair. We could switch it out for one of Marisha's.
Yeah.
You guys kind of touched on this a second ago. Custardy wants to know
Custardy?
for Laura and Travis. How long have Jester, Fjord, I'm saying Fjord correctly, right?
Yep,
okay.
Fjord.
How long have Jester,
it's Fjord.
Ford, and Beauregard known each other, and how do you see that relationship?
We've known each other longer than we've known Bo.
Okay.
Which ain't that long.
Ain't
really.
that long, but kind of a bit longer.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit longer. Yeah,
Like
it's-
a week longer, I would say.
Yeah, we are pretty freshly new acquaintances.
So you would define the relationship as
Very new.
basically acquaintances?
Yeah,
and-
like Good.
Yeah, like
We met up in happenstance. We'll kind of it'll come out, but it is new. It's not like a year, like not even a year. Not even close.
When the episode, the actual part of the episode started, and Matt began to describe Wildmount, which when he comes on the show I will pronounce as Wildemount, just to drive him crazy. He barely looked at his notes. He was just,
he
it was
didn't.
just like it was bursting out of him, like he
Yeah.
had been holding in this new world,
well,
you know,
he
for
sent
so
us all
long.
like this email months and months ago that had, okay, this is your new location. These are like, this is the government. These are the cities.
Wow.
You know, so that we would be able to build our backstories and go, okay, this is where I'm from. And, you
Yeah.
know,
Travis, are you shaking your head because you didn't read it?
No, I just remember. Yeah, pretty. I read it 3 times because it was like a
dense.
Encyclopedia Britannica. It
Yeah.
was really involved. It's kind of intimidating when you read that and you're like, oh, I had a stupid one-shot one time. That's about the best that I could do. He
Yeah.
made this whole intricate.
I know, it's
oligarchy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
That's why I said it's so good to be back in his imagination again.
Yeah.
Liam, Emily265 asks, how long have Caleb and Not known each other? How did Not save his life?
Well, we'll let that come out if it's going to come out. Longer than the trio
Okay.
did. Months.
Months. Wow. Okay. Enough to get dirty.
Yeah, it's long enough. Yeah.
Yeah. How would you describe their relationship?
Very new friendship.
Okay. Excellent. Taliesin.
lovers.
Lovers. Pansy Chub has a question. Were you already familiar with the NPC members of the carnival troupe, or were they as new to you as to the others?
Good question.
That's a very good question. I had been given notes on them previously and had put a few things in Matt's head, and a lot of them are actually based off friends of ours, which does not entirely surprise me, of like people that we
Yes.
know. So it was very, I mean, it was all pretty easy to put together. But that was mostly Matt, but he gave me a rundown of everybody, and we did a little bit of back and forth. So yeah, I was ready and prepared, and already had some idea of the. Oh, that's what you're doing. I already had some idea of the relationships involved there and what the performances were going to be. I was not prepared for how he described it, but it was great.
When you told me Carney a few months ago, I got really excited, and I'm really excited now about the possibilities.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm really excited because I know a little bit about what's in your brain, and
Sure.
it's
And Carney culture is interesting.
Yeah.
Like it gets weird in there. So
yeah. Ash grew up with some Carnies, and so I've been around a few of them, and
I grew up with a few myself.
yeah, I know it's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nobody's surprised, Taliesin. Well, we're gonna give away some more free shit real fast.
Yay.
Our next giveaway is for you, the fans that create and send in incredible art from moments during Critical Role. It's time for Fan Art of the Week.
How is this even going to happen?
Well, it wasn't easy. Did the logo already come up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit! This week's fan art winner was sent in by Sammy. For anyone wondering if I got better at my job over the break, the answer is no.
The answer is cats.
The answer is cats. Memories. This week's fan art winner was sent in by Sammy, aka at Luckiest Squid. Let's take a look.
Oh, yes.
And so, oh come on,
Yeah, put it back
Lashif.
up. Put it
Do you know
back
how
up.
long they worked
Give
on
us
that,
a little
Lashif?
bit
Put it up on the
more.
goddamn.
Look at
Thank
that
you.
double jester happening
the
right
art?
there.
Oh, double jester.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even realize that's
Yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
horse. Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at the
I
buttocks
love
on
Caleb
Ford.
reaching for his book.
That's a tight butt.
Look at that uppercut.
Well,
Bow uppercut.
Look at those
you guys
Molly
can check that
abs.
out on Sammy's Twitter, it looks like, or Instagram. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Congrats to you, Sammy. For your art, you will be winning this Lacewood Complete Dice Tower System.
I haven't seen the
I like
Lacewood in
that.
person.
Please model this and increase its value.
Cool.
Ooh.
You have a dice tower with a cock strap, with a jock strap, with a something strap.
This is good for holding like a fancy set or like all of your D20s or maybe just like 6 of your D20s. This
love how
is
she's
good
getting into
for
character.
I
holding,
know.
you know, like
That's what our house
all
is
your
like all the
other
time.
things that you want to sort out.
You can roll into that too.
You can
Dice
roll into
vault.
this, but this is also very good for sorting out your
down right
dice before you roll on the dice tower. Okay. I want one of
Oh my
these.
God. I will talk to my friends at Wormwood and I'll see if I can get
Are
one
the
for
cheese
you.
puffs part of the giveaway?
Now, why are they sitting there?
Those are for you, my
Yes, bitches,
Because
score.
I love you.
Nope.
That is the complete dice tower system from our friends at Wormwood for you, luckiest squid or whatever. Make sure to check out Wormwood on Twitter at Wormwood Gaming and on their website at wormwoodgaming.com. How about that new table?
Oh,
That is sick. If you guys didn't get, there's a couple of screenshots online, but there's some photos out there, so do a search on Twitter or whatever. Take a look at that overhead shot of
we
the
were
table.
all laying on hands before
Yes.
the show,
It's
just
the way
feeling
it
it.
was always meant to be.
It's
You guys each have
incredible.
little cubby holes underneath where you can keep all your stuff, and then it keeps clutter off the table and stuff. It's really cool.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to move on. A few more questions. This is for everyone. Hadley DeForti wants to know, which character are you most excited to have interact with your character and why?
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh! I feel like I just asked a bunch of junior hires if they want to stay up late.
I don't know. I'm enjoying so many, so much of it.
Yeah, I want to talk to Nott and Caleb more.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't say why.
I probably want to talk to Molly more.
Jester, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to have a talk with you. I already know that I don't like Bo, and that excites me.
Interesting.
Like Molly and Bo are already. Molly's already like, oh God.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, smart ass. That's
Yeah.
great. That's just great. You must be so proud.
Yeah.
Look at you. I bet you're doing well.
We're gonna be babysitting. We're gonna be doing some
Yep.
babysitting.
Yep. Laura.
And I'm excited about as well.
Not? Yeah.
Some people have pointed out online that our characters are like the talkers of the group, even though both of us were pretty quiet in that game.
We were.
But our stats
You have
say,
the highest charisma, the two
Yeah.
of
our
you
stats say that we're the negotiators, so I'm
Right.
looking forward to figuring out what that dynamic is.
Yeah.
Instead of just like two brothers like fucking with each other.
do. Yeah.
What it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
better be careful though, because some people may not be very good at charisma, but they don't know that.
I don't
All
know.
the time
I don't know
you're
what
gonna
you
talk to me
just
like
said.
this.
I
what
know,
you're
this is
talking
going to
about.
be a thing. Laura.
I can't stop.
We're gonna get stopped at TSA for fucking accent.
Laura, save us from you with an answer to this question. Sinforia says, "Are you doing okay playing a character who is bad with money?"
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Gear up for long answer.
No,
short
here's the
answer.
thing. Like, I'm totally fine being a character that is terrible with money, but like, me personally, like, I really like to keep track of things. You know, I like to.
As a player.
Yeah, no, as a player, like, I like to write shit down. I saw somebody online being like, well, Laura's just greedy, obviously. I'm not greedy.
No, you're not greedy. You have a hard time throwing shit away, though. You're
I'm
a
a
bit
hoarder.
of a packer.
I
If
would say
anything-
you're not a hoarder because I've been to your house and there's very few rats. I would say you're more of a collector who maybe has letting go issues.
All you have to do is say, yes, we can totally keep that, and then 6 months later, if it hasn't moved, I just chunk it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
told him
tell
that.
her.
I'm like, I said, if just throw something away if I don't know. But no, the point of this comment was to say,
That's why every time I go to your house, Travis is around a dumpster fire, and he's just
What do you
putting.
need, Brian? The
I
plastic
like
fumes are a little
I
strong.
like to keep track of things.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to not be the treasurer because like that's why Vex was the treasurer to begin with, is because I like to write shit down.
Oh, man,
And you're
we
very
don't know who
organized.
anybody is.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I like to be organized in that way. So, but like when it comes to like being stupid with money, I'm totally fine being stupid with money.
Yeah.
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 We got no bag of holding, yo.
I know.
I know. I thought about that. That's not hard to get.
I'm not greedy.
You're not greedy. You're actually really not
You're
in
not
real life.
greedy. Nobody said you were
very-
greedy. The
you're
question
actually-
was
People
just
online think I'm greedy. I'm not greedy.
No, you're very generous. You tip well.
Stop-
you do all
stop
the
people
lying.
online also
Stop
think the
lying.
Earth is flat.
Guys, we
That's true.
are our characters. Don't lie.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't lie.
Yeah.
I kill people 1 out of 2 times. A week.
Yes. And those are not your real teeth.
I'm so brave.
Yeah.
Taliesin, Reverse Aqua Math has a question
Yeah.
for you. Are you using a currently existing deck for your fortunes or one of your own creations?
Whoa, boy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, this was actually going to be his accent for a while. I'm really.
were gonna do
no,
like a
fuck
Minnesota?
No.
Oh my
God,
gosh.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
that would someday,
Oh,
someday, for a one shot. But
Oh, gosh.
it's
Oh,
it's an
I
original
would've
deck that
loved
I've
it.
been working on. I actually like over the Christmas break tried to get a little farther with it. It's not done. I tried to get a little farther with it with my brothers. My little brother is a game designer, and my little brother DMs his own game. So I was like, I have this insane. I want to make an in-game fortune-telling deck. How crazy am I? And they're like, no, this is a great way to spend Christmas instead of talking to the rest of the family. So
Yeah,
we turned
yeah,
into a little.
yeah.
Bless them. So it's not finished yet, and it's an original deck. And once it's finished, I will show everybody all the cards and what they mean. But
Was that at the official Illuminati Jaffe Christmas?
that was why I was in Berlin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Makes
yes.
sense. Yeah, headquarters.
That's where
right?
that's where the headquarters are.
Under Berlin.
Underneath the
Right,
city.
right.
Under, yeah.
The liquid
Yes.
run.
Lord of the Underworld. Follow-up question. You don't have to put this on the screen, Lashif. Aaron Hennessy asked, what was the gift that Laura got you that she wanted you to go
It
retrieve
was an
immediately?
experimental fortune-telling day. It was really nice, really nice.
Experimental fortune-telling
Well,
deck?
there's the classical tarot decks, but a lot of people sometimes will do intense deviations from the form. This is a very interesting intense deviation of the form, and I'm really enjoying it. It's quite
It
good.
was an artist that I found that
It's gorgeous.
it was so beautiful, and I immediately was like, Taliesin.
Yeah, no, it's very me.
Okay.
I'm quite delighted by it.
And it was wrapped so beautifully. You wrap presents
Came in
so
a little
well.
thing.
Ugh,
A little thing, had a
I
little
hate
thing.
giving you gifts because they just look so shitty.
No, I love your presents,
Well, if you didn't
Brian.
put it in a fucking trash bag, and
Well, that's all I got, living on the edge
way
here
to
on my alpha
get some
salary.
dollar shots.
Liam, question for you from Dep the Sierra.
Howdy.
You said a bit ago that you chose Sam's class and race for this campaign. How did Sam react when you revealed he was going to play as a goblin rogue?
Well, it's a funny thing because I never said that. Sam said that.
Sam said that, correct.
And it's almost true. Sam for months was like, I don't know what I want to do, and I sort of brainstormed, and I was like, I think the coolest thing I think would be if you were a goblin rogue, because it's totally different what you did. You're the funniest fucker in this group, and I think that there would be a lot of comedy there for you possibly. I threw out swashbuckler too as another possible
wow.
option, and then he just kept saying like, I don't know, and then he said, Liam chose my character. So.
good disclaimer.
It's very sad.
Into the fire.
That's hilarious.
But
Okay.
he didn't tell, like, being a lady goblin,
Yeah.
nothing to do with me. That was all Sam.
Oh, interesting. Makes sense. Makes sense. Travis, Daniel Braden asks a question that a lot of people are interested in hearing an answer to.
I probably won't answer it.
Well, please don't.
Okay.
What's it like to have charisma and intelligence?
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't really exercised either of
It's
them
like
yet.
being
When I saw you
Bellingham.
grab the flyer for the carnival, and I was like, he can
read. I can read. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's nice to not have to put the grog filter on things and go like, oh, I can't know that. Oh, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't come up with that idea.
But it's hard to have to put the thinking filter on things.
Yeah.
It is, as you've seen. There's a little residual funk that's still in the pipes. So I think we'll figure it out, and it'll come as we kind of do the voices more and we figure out who the personalities are. We mentioned it before. Like you really have to build like this neural pathway of taking what your brain hears and what your reaction is and how it comes out through the character. And some people are already there, Chester, and others we're like figuring it out and how we talk to other people and what that person says and kind of what their demeanor is. So
Wow.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening.
Yeah, put a little grog residue left in the pipe.
Oh, there's a bunch.
There's a bunch of everybody. I know Ash was
like
thinking the same
uranium
thing.
and leaves traces.
Oh, I thought Ashley was a whole other
Ashley
person.
was
Yeah.
pretty solid.
She
She's
was so
going with like
scary.
a light Scandinavian
I
accent,
love
which is
it.
her heritage, you know, which is her want, as they say.
Yeah, man, she's
And
outside New York with 15 degrees, no problem.
She's one sexy ass motherfucker
Intimidating.
anyway. But Caitlin Pillow asks for Laura and Taliesin, tiefling goat legs or humanoid legs? Why or why not?
Human legs.
Human easier to
legs.
cosplay.
Human easier to cosplay.
That's true. You don't have to have a
Full
bunch
on.
of like Pan's
Also, like,
Labyrinth
so
looking.
much of Jester's stuff is already very human, and like, so yeah, just
Makes
human
sense. Yeah.
Plus reason.
Human freckles.
Human freckles.
For all from Lease 574, were you surprised at any aspect of each other's new character?
Sam's accent.
Sam's
Oh my
accent.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
How, do you think he's going to be able to keep it up for the next couple months while he's still alive?
I was surprised at Talison's shit stirring, like
Thank
just
you.
right out the gate. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised
I
by
expected that.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
expected it. I really loved your accent, so
Thank you.
works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting Ashley to be such a stone cold fucking killer.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty tough.
She really was creepy, and
That's a lot closer to how she is in real life than Pike was.
yeah.
That's so
A lot of
Yeah.
people think in real life she's very whatever. You cut her off on the 405,
She'll
you can
fucking
see
cut
Yeah,
you.
some,
she will cut
you
you.
can see some different side.
Yep.
Bar fight, Ashley.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pool
that's a
hall,
great
Ashley.
story.
That we call it.
Pool hall.
Next time she's on the show, I have to have her tell that story.
Pool cue in your
Travis,
chest.
we're going to skip to 24, Lashif. Grant P. Design wants to know, a falchion is such a specific weapon choice. What prompted that?
Yeah, I knew as a hexblade you needed some sort of weapon. It doesn't necessarily have to be a blade or a sword, and so it was my pleasure and delight to be able to turn through the player's handbook and kind of look at all the weapons and go like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it was just picking the thing that kind of spoke to me. And I saw the sword, and it was a little different from a scimitar. It was a little different from some of the other curved blade options. And I actually looked up different images of it, and there are all sorts of varieties. Some are thin and long, some are elven, and I found one that's very like stout and straight, and just the tip is curved and sharp, but it has a very broad
Same.
blade to it. Yeah.
You don't
And
have to say it. Everyone's thinking.
I know. But it just really spoke to me. I thought it looked really cool, and it was just called a falchion.
Funny thing about the falchion that Danny showed me before the show, Google Analytics, on the 11th,
Yep.
it spiked the search for people looking up what a falchion was. I thought that was so amazing. We only have a few more questions, or time for a few more questions. Laura, November the 11th, asks, without revealing too much, can you tell us about Jester's deity? Is it a new deity, or is it one that we've already come to know?
Oh gosh,
Might be a hard one to answer, but
that's true. I mean, okay. Well, I didn't change my deity from the one-shots.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there's that.
All right. Almost Funny Videos is going to get a lot of views tonight of people out there looking at your one shot with Greg Mallard. Taliesin,
Go Mizzou.
Iraq Snips wants to know, how does it feel to be starting in prison again?
It's like coming home.
It is.
I was having that moment of just, oh man, Molly doesn't like cops. This is going to go really poorly.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
Yep.
Just
We'll
think if
see.
you would have just kept your mouth shut in that one moment.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, like, but he's never going to keep his mouth. I mean, like, he's like not good at keeping his mouth shut.
What was it back in the day, though? I mean, I know he was in a cell, but it wasn't like an abandoned building, right? It was like a fucked up building.
It was.
he'd been
I've been
captured
thrown
by
down there
Ripley.
by. I've been
Right, I
thrown
just
by there
can't remember
by
the-
private security.
That's
He was
what
in
I
that
couldn't remember.
basement cell. Yeah.
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 It was in a house. It was
That
in
was
that big
when we tried
mansion.
to get the heart of the nightmare?
No.
No.
It had that. It had that.
Torture chamber and the big swingy thing.
That little demon upstairs too. That was
Yeah.
all like
Oh,
bouncing
yeah,
through the
yeah.
bookshelves and stuff.
And the succubus.
We thought it was
The
haunted.
succubus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah, I've been
succubus.
thrown down there by private security.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a
Liam.
long time ago.
Favorite terrain, right?
Yes. let's talk about Frumpkin.
Frumpkin.
Frumpkin is Caleb's fine familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And where did the idea and the name of Frumpkin come from?
Frumpkin with a P, not Frumkin, which is evidently something really dirty. The internet tells me.
Oh.
Whatever. Everyone made a big thing about fun buns too, and then for 2 years I got adorable pictures of ladies with fun buns, so I'm not sweating.
Hey,
We've all
But Frumpkin,
Oh, sure.
got a couple from me too, I think.
Frumpkin was my cat when I was little.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
How little? 4?
Yeah,
I know, because you told me earlier.
I did. Okay, yeah.
Really cute.
So it's
I listen when you talk.
it's just a nice little. At least somebody does.
What'd you say?
I get paid too.
It's just like a comfy reminder of simpler times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then it's a friggin' ability really that wizards have, and I got a lot of ritual casting coming, motherfuckers. I don't have to spend my spell slots.
Yes.
So
Really
Yes,
great.
I know. That's
Cat's
what's
out.
nice.
Ritual casting takes like what, an hour?
No,
it takes
Detect
10 minutes
Magic
longer
does
than
10
whatever it
minutes.
is. So if it's
So
an
as long as you're
action
not in
spell-
battle, you're fine.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yep.
Hey, you're allergic to cats in real life, Travis.
For real.
Incredibly, insanely allergic
Very
to cats.
allergic.
What made you decide I'm going to put it in the game too?
The second she was like, "Can I bring Frumpkin up and jump on my lap?" And I was like, "This is happening." Because instantly, just the thought of it, my nose like started to tickle. And I was like, "Yep, Fjord's gonna be fucking allergic to cats. This
Yeah.
is gonna happen." Yeah, I see pictures of cats, and I'm like, "Can you take them
Well,
away?"
there probably will be no art of cats or anything.
And to be fair, I
Two,
also
3
had a
years.
cat when I was a kid. I had it for a while. My parents couldn't figure out why I was so damn sickly.
Your
But
cat
you-
was named
Isn't that
Blumpkin,
sad?
My
That
cat's
is
name
sad.
was Mary Midnight. Thank you very much.
Mary Midnight?
All black cat. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, she slept in my face and I went to the hospital.
Oh boy. Oh
I
boy.
feel like that explains so much.
Wow.
She slept on my face and I went to the hospital. That is a story
Okay.
with no context.
We're over our time, but I'm going to squeeze a couple more in just because I fucking can.
Yeah.
Mike Garcia asks to Liam and Laura, does the separation of seating help keep you from slipping back into twinnies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also think the different accents
Yeah.
really help from keeping us slipping
Yeah.
back into twinnies.
But also, we're always going to be 20s.
Well,
So.
obviously.
Travis, you will be.
Same right now.
Yeah. You are sitting the exact same right now. As Danny just pointed out. Yes. That's hilarious.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Travis,
Yes.
Callisto Lex wants to know, how do you feel about being at a separate table from the dice horde?
It's so light where I am. There's so much real estate and less jingle jangle and pre-ritual dice rolling. Sam, I'm sorry, you're fucked.
Oh, man.
Sam, the whole, before we started was like, really?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, every single thing I did. I was like, come on, man.
He'll get to
Get
watch,
ready
you'll get
for
to
it.
watch your
I'm excited,
hand
I'm into
hover
it.
over a
Thanks,
dice and then go to
Allison.
that.
Excited and
And then
I'm
go to
into
that
it.
one and go to
And
that.
I'm helping Sam because honestly, he never has any fucking dice.
He has one die
One
of each
stupid set, and he always has to
thing.
roll. And especially if he's a rogue now, he's gonna be rolling other
It's
shit.
literally all you
Yeah.
need is one of each die.
No, that's not
No.
because it's
No,
a really
'cause
slow
if you have to roll 8
system
D6
to roll
and then
one
he
at a
rolls-
time.
He's going to roll a d6 15 times.
I
You're going to want
told
to
him
murder
though
him.
straight up
We're not that strong.
that if he needs
No,
new
it'll
dice,
happen.
like if he needs to have other dice in the game, he cannot grab them from my tray.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't touch any of this that I've already sorted, but like the big bag you can,
Yeah,
you
and
can use.
I'm too far away from him to
I
borrow
will-
from now.
Yeah.
I will buy the little goblin a box of D6s. It's fine. I got it covered.
Oh, good. He'll lose them.
Yeah.
Our last two
I'll keep
questions, I've seen a lot of wrecks in my life, but the worst is a waffle wreck, and that's who our next question is from. How worried are you that, Laura, that at least so far you are the only character with healing capabilities in the group?
I'm not worried about it at all. I'm very good at healing, so everyone is safe.
Okay.
No, we're fucked. I've got 3 spell slots. That's it.
Yeah.
And I like to do damage. That's
Yeah.
the kind of gameplay that I'm used to. So it was really hard in that fight that we did. I was like, I could do another big spell that would damage these creatures a lot, but then I would be down a big spell healing thing. So I had to do a cantrip that only did 1d12 damage instead of doing 46 radiant.
Nothing
So
to sneeze at.
no, but
No.
I mean, it's hard to balance that,
Yeah.
especially when you've only got a few
We're
spell
so
slots.
low. I mean, like level 2 is nothing. Like
I know.
it's Really,
So
I know.
I'm looking forward to having
God,
more
I'm looking
spell
forward to
slots. I'm not
My
used to this
level
either.
5 wizard could wipe all you motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
Except for probably Ash, because I would spare her so that we could have children.
She's
Yes, yes,
also
good.
really strong and has a lot of hit points.
That's true. That's true. Liam, final question of the night for you from Drunken Speedier. After the joys of playing a rogue, what are you looking forward to the most about playing a wizard? Is there anything particular that drew you to transmutation?
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay. Talk to us about what led to your decision to become a wizard.
Well, I mean, same thing Travis said. Like, we've just been hitting things for 3 years, and I'm looking forward to I'm not going to, I mean, I know I cast spell attacks in that battle, and that's probably what it's going to be for, like, just the very beginning for his build. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing very little shit. I want to help everybody and make the field turn upside down.
Oh, really? Would you be more of like
Controller?
a tactician sort of?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Oh,
Does it feel
gosh,
like a
that'd be
challenge
cool.
For you? Like,
Well, yeah, but I mean,
The daunting
luckily we're starting at the bottom,
wizard?
so like
Okay.
I have very little, and it's just gonna be like.
right.
But Rogue just kind of just stayed on one the whole
Yeah.
time.
I need so many
Burn those
things. I
paths.
need tough. I need disengage. I need so many things.
Well, guys, did you hear that HBO is rebooting the Garbage Pail Kids? And Taliesin has to get to his audition, so we better wrap up. We better wrap up for the night.
I love those cards.
It was that, or I was gonna say Max has to get to his audition for Jesus Christ Superstar, but
No one else would. No.
Give me that rock tenor voice.
yes. Well, that is all the time we have for tonight, friends. Thank you for tuning in. I know we can't answer a lot of stuff just yet. Also, Matt is going to come on a few weeks down the road. I want to wait to have him on because he can't really say, he doesn't really want to say anything yet. So he
Yeah.
wants to get a little bit more world building and a little bit more stuff established before he comes on. So if you don't see him on there, we didn't have another falling out. It's just that he wants to wait. If you're an Alpha subscriber, stick around for Talks Machina Becomes the Darkness on Alpha. I would like to hashtag thank my guest, courtesy this week of @MissSunflower94.
Yay.
Tex-Mex Warlock Man. Loving pastries.
Aww.
Please bathe, I'm dying.
Oh! Yeah.
In jail. In jail again, sassy. And then, is this one me? Yes. I'm swearing away off screen.
Yeah.
That's true. On screen too. Critical Role Campaign 2, Episode 2 airs this week. Until then, please don't forget to love each other, and don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay tuned, my friends.
Yeah.
By the light of Saren Ray, we welcome you back
Oh, Jesus.
to Talks Machina
What the hell?
After Dark.
I don't like that
Radiation
at
poisoning.
all.
This is my glam shot. This is my Wendy Williams. This is my Howie Mandel. All right, we're done.
That is
Thank you,
terrifying.
Chief. I asked him if he could airbrush my face and make me look just perfect, and he was like, "We have $10,000 plugins that aren't even going to be able to do that." For those of you who are new to Alpha or to the internet, this show is the after show for the after show, where we ask questions that were submitted after the show.
Yay.
Up first is a question from Dalek, and it says, now that you guys know what class each other is playing, how do you feel about the team dynamic so far? Healer, tank, etc.,
Tank.
A little
etc.
thin on healer and tank. Other
And
than
it
that,
feels so magic-y compared to before.
Yeah.
It is, right? It's
Yeah.
super magic-y.
That excites me personally because in our home game we have a sorcerer, which is Mary Elizabeth McGlynn.
Amazing.
Amazing. I feel like there's Laura Heart Music Bailey. I think Mary needs what would Mary's thing be? She's more of a death metal.
I know. I'm saying that.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about the dynamic so far?
Yeah.
I think
We haven't even really
Yeah.
seen it yet. I mean, we
Yeah.
kind of got to see them trip over each other in that first fight.
yeah, we haven't figured out who dives in, who stays in the back.
Yeah.
Like,
Haven't even figured out range.
I've certainly
No.
learned that I need to stay back, at least that much.
From
Yeah, we
El
figured
Session
that out
Zero.
in our session 0.
That was a hard lesson, quickly learned.
I'm sad we don't have a bard, because bards are such good support.
Yeah.
That
Support class.
yeah,
Support
but I
or
mean,
god
if that's
killers.
why I was happy
Yeah.
to hear that you think you might be like a controller kind of.
Or a bard for when you die.
Instead of just like a damage wizard, like a controller wizard. That's a cool
Bard,
thing.
maybe.
Halfling next time, halfling.
Halfling,
For
right.
sure.
Can wizards cast like haste?
Everything. Wizards.
Oh, wizards can do everything.
Everything if they can learn it.
We gotta get you
on
haste.
my
We gotta
to-do
find
list.
haste.
More books.
Please, we don't need to get Liam haste again.
No.
Okay?
So he can cast it on other people.
Yeah.
But you guys
You get
need.
haste.
I-
You get
Right.
haste.
Yeah.
You get
That's what I
haste.
want.
When do you think you'll get to the earring?
Yeah, another.
I don't think we're
communication
ever gonna have an earring.
No, we'll never have that again. And I think
That
that
was
was
But
a
don't
special
you think the
item.
technology is advanced since it's so many years in the future?
we
from
could,
the-
but also part of me just hopes that we don't have it because that's such like God mode,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
such a
it is
great
was
kinda-
really
it is
helpful.
kinda
It was,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like a lot of our goodies that we're gonna find in this campaign are not gonna be as crazy awesome as
Yeah,
they
maybe
were.
Matt.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Matt's
I
gonna
have
have to
an
nerf
interesting
things a
version
little
of
bit,
that I'd like to
probably.
play with
Or give us even
Well, because we
cooler
were coming
shit.
from Pathfinder, so a lot of things that got brought over were like, oh shit, that's a really major item in this
Yeah.
You
version.
know,
Yeah.
30,000 people talking about Boots of Haste might have had an effect
Yeah, that's true.
on what we do next.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Those goddamn
Maybe.
boots. Taliesin.
Yeah.
Let the Nardier wants to know. This is now the second character class you've used of Matt's. What is it about the classes that he creates that speaks to you?
Wow, this is going to be such a depressingly simple answer. I feel a little bad.
Those are the
It's
kind I
mostly
want.
just that I played a lot of D&D as a teenager, and I just don't want to play anything again.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Because you've kind of already run the gamut,
Well, and he
basically.
didn't create the original Gunslinger. We were in Pathfinder, but I was like, well, if we're going to do Pathfinder, like one of the reasons why I didn't transfer over my original character was like, well, if I'm going to Pathfinder, let me do something new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
mean,
I was
you're-
like,
you're
never
Mr.
done that before. So
Taliesin is Mr. I took the road less traveled, for sure.
So the Blood Hunter was like just an interesting, because I was an interesting fit for the character. And when he first came up with it, when we were, I don't even remember where we were at some convention. I was like, yeah, no, we were in a hotel somewhere, and he was dazed and confused, and I was like, this is interesting.
We usually are when we're in a hotel.
Side note, both Taliesin and Ashley were total shits and wouldn't tell us what their class
Yep.
was until the game.
Yeah, over
Yep.
the last
Liam,
Fucker.
Liam,
What?
we're in the same position again.
Oh my God, you guys. This is getting redonkulous.
What the fuck?
We're like,
Who's
well,
going to break first? Who's going to break first?
I'll break it. That's very crazy.
Oh, Travis.
Yeah.
Question from Valis Avio. Why doesn't Fjord have tusks? Is it just an art decision or something more?
Just gonna have to stay tuned, I guess.
Ooh, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Dentistry.
Liam and Travis, we kind of touched on this in the other show, on the other network. This is from Lady Nymera. How excited are you two to become the talkers of the group now that everyone's charisma is so low?
Yeah.
You guys are going to have to kind of be the negotiators and the face. That's going to be a little different than
Yeah,
last
I
time,
don't know if I'm
especially
going
for
to
you.
be successful at this, but I am tasking myself to be more of a responsible thinker at the table. I mean, Vax, one of the things I enjoyed about playing him that a lot of people loved and some people hated was that he would just do what, he was impulsive.
Yeah,
And that's not this guy.
interesting.
I'm excited to give it a try. The one hurdle that's in the way is that a good tactician plays to the strengths of the people in your group, and I don't know my group yet. I don't know what everybody is good at, what their weaknesses are, how far away they need to be, all those things that are relevant to an overall strategy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you'll see that in the first few episodes, because I just want to get to fucking know people first.
Yeah.
Before I
Yeah.
start throwing them, to die for me.
I do promise to make real bad decisions, just in a different way.
Yeah,
than
high
last
five
time.
on that one.
To new bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
Yeah.
This is a really cool question. This is from the Mr. Henry. What were your initial impressions of your new minis? The Dwarven Forge, or the Heroes Forge
Really good.
minis. Yeah.
So good.
They're so nice.
So, Hero Forge is
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, no,
Dude, it was so much
Just
fun to just create
creating-
them.
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was
like an
before the
hour.
character art was finished. So what's really fun is like how close we actually got to our character art.
Yeah.
I had like 3, and I had to whittle it down to just 1.
Yeah.
It was tough.
I kept trying to find a way to put books in his armpits, but it wouldn't work. So they're on his hips for the
You
miniature.
did get
But they're
Frumpkin in
really
there,
up
though.
here.
Give me holsters.
You did get Mini Frumpkin in there. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
so, and Tusk is so good at painting.
And the paint job is just
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think
Really,
of the
really great.
miniatures, my favorite is the knot too. It's so cool.
Oh, I didn't even see Not.
Oh,
It's in the kids'
good.
there.
Oh, interesting. Question for Taliesin from Critical Kira. Molly Mock is a unique name. What was your inspiration? Also, I got a very Gilmore-esque vibe from Molly. Was he a source of inspiration? Thank you.
He wasn't a source of inspiration, but the characters have a lot in common. I could definitely see where they are definitely characters who have spent some time externalizing a lot of internal stuff and deciding.
Such a great way
Yeah,
to
no,
put it.
I mean, like it's a thing that I've thought about a lot, which is that this is definitely a character who is like, I'm going to take all this stuff that's inside of me and put it way on the outside for everyone to deal with. Molly Mock actually, it's a fabulous word and it has a great meaning and there's a great song about it. I know, and I will not say why his name is Molly Mock, but I know the word because it's the name of the lead character from Lord Love a Duck, which is a great movie that everyone should see. So.
Are you in it?
What's
Are you
the movie
acting
again?
for
No, my
residuals?
grandfather directed it and
Oh.
it was a book and he wrote the adaptation and directed the film. It's
What?
Roddy
What's it called
McDowell,
again?
Lord Love a Duck, Tuesday Weld, Roddy McDowell, and yeah, it's a weird little film, but it's
That doesn't surprise me.
it's some of my core DNA as a human being is this movie. So
Wow.
yeah,
How did I not know
and Roddy
about
McDowell
this?
plays
answer.
Molly Mock.
How are
How
any of
can
you?
you know
How
all
are
of
any of you?
Taliesin's
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
true.
come
I
on.
mean, speaking of
Need
onions
several
have layer
lifetimes.
actions. Taliesin has.
Layers and-
And Dorian Gray.
That bitch wants to know. Oh, that bitch is back.
That bit.
That bitch wants to know. Please submit questions every week so I can say that bitch wants to know. Did Matt ask you to change anything, or were you allowed a lot of leeway?
With our like character backstories and stuff that we came up with. I can't say that like the way that I had created my deity, me and Matt went back and forth a little bit based on like the way I decided that they would have been introduced into her life. And he's like, well, what if it's this? What if it's this? What if it's this? And then we like went back and forth a lot and then came up with like a really cool joint effort of like, okay, this is the story.
Yeah.
So it was cool to create that with him instead of it just being like, this is me, because so
Yeah.
much of it comes from him
Yeah.
in that regard anyway. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. You guys?
I was the last person besides Ashley to figure out what I was playing. So I went through a lot of different like talks with Matt about what different strengths were in different classes, and especially with the Hexblade, and that won't give anything away, but there were definitely things that he was like, no, how about this? And we like,
Interesting.
yeah, so
Okay.
leniency was not a thing that was freely given. It had to be like,
Burned.
make sense and be justifiable.
Yeah.
There were a couple things that I gave him that I'm giving him the option to use or not, and I don't know if he will, that were connected to the character's backstory. And then there was one thing he nixed because I wanted a very, very tenuous connection to the previous campaign. He was like, don't do that. I'm like, all right.
Interesting.
I'm like, yeah, that's no problem.
Liam?
I think I got to do exactly what I wanted. Like,
Oh,
I
nice.
actually
Of course you
how
do.
does that feel,
Fucking
man?
Matt
Liam.
loves
Yeah, I mean,
Liam.
Teacher's
Matt
pet.
loves
planned it in
Liam.
advance. He
He
told
does.
me that he would
Hashtag.
kill you all off. That it would be a solo game after 8 months. No, I've been thinking about what I want to do for a year, and I gave it to him in a huge email in like October or November, and then he passed it back to me like dripping with lore and amazing. And keep firmer, Travis, firmer. Thank you.
Same pressure.
That's it.
Wow. Of the seven of you, who do you think showed up Thursday night the most prepared?
Sure felt like Jester to me.
Yeah.
You were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you felt pretty solid from
Yeah.
Two of
second.
who?
You.
I felt scared to death.
Well, you may have been scared, but
All
it
of us
read well.
were so
was
nervous.
pretty-
You were like the
Yeah,
living
get out of
embodiment of the fucking Laura Bailey heart. You were
Man,
so
it
much
was
fun.
so intense.
That was another
So
level.
fun.
That was another level, which is good. We rise to the challenge.
Yeah.
The way I think about it is like I don't really know who my character is yet, but I know that like these traffic cones that I've set up down the road that I'm going to be bouncing off of, and I'm curious to find out who they are,
Yeah.
who he is.
I think one good thing that happened in the first episode was we had like at least one flash each. Like even if we were panicked or fumbling or stuck in our heads or anything, we had like one moment where you saw like what the rest of the campaign would be like. If it was a brief flash, it was still there though. So we'll just have to elaborate. And
So tickled
Yeah.
to meet all of you.
Yeah,
I
it was
know.
really nice.
Crazy.
yeah,
Can
just
you
getting over the
believe-
shock.
Can you believe that at one point in the show, we peaked out at over 125,000 people watching across the three different platforms.
Crazy. We don't wanna know that
I
anymore.
expected a bump like the finale. You know, it's like
I
oh
thought
bump
we
whatever,
would be
but
lucky to get the.
it's
like,
still gonna be-
the season finale number.
Yeah.
that we got.
it's
That's
still 4 a.m. in all these places and all this stuff. So people still have to. But everybody wanted to see. Everybody was so excited. Shared my excitement. Wanted
We
to
were
see
watching
you guys.
the football game.
Your hands are freezing.
They're always freezing. We were watching the football game, and remember when they all went crazy at the end, and you
Yeah.
were like, we're like, look at all these people standing up.
The Vikings?
And yeah, and you were like, there are less people in that stadium
Oh,
than
yeah.
we're watching, and that was
Yeah.
such a crazy
Yeah.
thing to say. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
Capacity is like 99,700. Actually,
no.
the new Viking Stadium might be just north of 100, but it's not 120.
My goodness.
Nope.
Yeah, I was like, don't tell us the numbers.
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds.
We were all a little fluttery in the stomach.
Yeah.
That was definitely.
yeah.
that
They
We
was-
won't
said-
look at that.
That'll
next time.
continue
Yeah.
a while.
Apparently, we have a bunch of new Geek and Sundry family members
Yeah,
because there was a bunch of
subs.
new subs. They said there was all these new subs that came in from after Thursday, and I said, "Don't worry, I'll lose them all for you today." So I'll get you back down to a nice, humble number that we can maintain.
They are apparently all artists.
Yeah, I know.
my gosh.
Oh my God, so much art.
Incredible.
Well, guys, that's it for After Dark. Stay tuned for Asinine Wisdom, starring Timothy Jenkins and Don Draper. Coming up on, is it on Twitch? Yes, it's on Twitch at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I think you're getting that all wrong.
That's
Don Draper, first appearance tonight.
Yep.
We love you. We'll see you next week. Watch Thursday. Next Tuesday, Sam Riegel says he'll be here.
Yep. Who will
That could
die?
be
Who will
anything.
die first?
Yeah.
Place
In
your
those
bets
shorts.
in
He'll
Vegas.
be wearing those shorts so that you all can get
With
the.
his front butt.
Nobody's yeah, with his fucking front butt. I cannot wait to check my phone
Hashtag
after
front
this
butt.
and see what happened
I'll
with
send you
that.
some
That was a winner.
That was the clip of the new season of Talks already. We love you all. Stay tuned. Enjoy all that Alpha has to offer you. Good night.
Yay.
Yeah.